just think people like him. You know, in a world at the moment where, you know, things are a little bit tough for some people, you need to get value for money and need to know what you're getting. And with Derek, you know what you're getting. You tune in, you get a war, you get a guy that will give it everything for you. You're going to get drama in the build-up, great interviews. You're going to get drama on fight week, and the fight is must win. I've never seen Pulev so confident. Looks great, but Chisora, you know, says he's going to knock him out. We'll see.
Who can we expect on the undercard?
So we have Israel Madrimov against Soro, rematch, great fight. One for fight fans because everyone will tell you that was a great fight last time around. Felix Cash will be in a big fight on the card, looking to get Fabio Wardley on. Ramla Ali will return on the card. Kevin Agyarko, Solomon Dakers will return. He's just managing it all, you know. And now we've got, I don't know, probably half a dozen fighters that are saying, "Come on, phoning me every day." But luckily we got 30 odd shows a year, so that's a bad attitude. A lot of fighters say that. I need a date. I need a date. I disagree. Get in the gym, wait for the date. It'll come. You're working with the best, but sometimes it won't be ideal. He needs to be himself, you know, and not overthink things. Not try and think about boxing this and doing that and reading this. Be yourself. You are a great fighter. You put the fear of God into everybody when you fight like you fight.
First of all, I'd like to say happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Welcome to nearly...
Like the old Barnet, it's nice.
Like the old
New Barnet. Mixing it up.
Got to keep it
Fresh.
fresh.
Yeah, good. And look at this.
Oh,
Bright train, you know. Gone for it today.
it's because I knew I was going to see you.
Well, didn't want to say, but, you know, welcome.
And secondly, thank you very much for the shout out the other day when we were speaking about the promoter in America that nobody really knew about until you started talking about him.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, what can you do? We're just out here trying to grind away and see where we get to.
This card then, total carnage. Another return for Chisora, a fighter that doesn't always win his fights, however, really pulls the fans and knows how to put on a show.
I just think people like him, you know, in a world at the moment where, you know, things are a little bit tough for some people, you need to get value for money and need to know what you're getting. And with Derek, you know what you're getting. You tune in, you get a war, you get a guy that will give it everything for you. You're going to get drama in the build-up, great interviews, you're going to get drama on fight week, and the fight is must win. You know, I feel a bit sorry for Derek because he keeps losing at top 10 level, and it's like, oh, he keeps losing. Yeah, but he has fought Parker, Dillian White, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. Like, I would said after the Parker fight, have an easy 10-rounder. Zero interest for him. And he probably looked bad in that fight because he wouldn't be motivated. He needs the O2, he needs his fans, and, you know, I think we're going to get a great fight.
Saying that obviously Kownacki didn't agree to the terms, fair enough. But to be fair, me personally, I mean, obviously your thoughts on this, I do think that the Pulev fight is a better fight.
It's a better fight and a bigger fight. But I like the Kownacki fight because it's exciting. But in terms of name recognition, like who the public know, obviously Pulev's boxed AJ. It's a bigger fight, and you know, a chance for Derek to get revenge over that defeat. Which another thing he couldn't be bothered. Like I said to him, is it about getting revenge? No, I'm not. Like whatever. No, I just want to win this fight. It's just he's a very basic guy in that respect. No plan, just wants to have a tear up.
What is it like managing him? Because he can be very unpredictable.
Once you understand what he wants, which is the biggest fight, the fight that he feels will entertain the public, money, like, you just let him go. There's no point sitting him down and going, mate, I think you shut up, just give me the fight. So he's not a young fighter that you're guiding through the Olympics to a world championship. He's not a guy who's a world champion that you're trying to get into a unification or an undisputed position. He's just a guy that wants to fight for money and to entertain the fans, and that's why they love him.
How easy, or what was the process like to get Pulev to agree to it? Because he seemed like he was almost waiting for the call.
Luckily, he's just coming off a fight, so he was fit, he was ready. They just had a chat and went, you know what, we think we fancy it. I think a lot of people look at Chisora and say, good time to fight him. We know he's a handful, but good time to fight him. And that's what I think. I've never seen Pulev so confident. Looks great, but Chisora, you know, says he's going to knock him out. We'll see.
Yeah, kind of like Pulev's kind of like saying the same thing. But one thing we are happy about, me as a boxing fan especially, is the return of heavyweights. We love heavyweight boxing. But talk to us about the card and who else. We all wait in anticipation for the announcement of the undercard, because that's when we can like get our teeth into it. Who can we expect on the undercard?
So we have Israel Madrimov against Soro, rematch, great fight. One for fight fans because Everyone will tell you that was a great fight last time around. Felix Cash will be in a big fight on the card, looking to get Fabio Wardley on. Ramla Ali will return on the card. Kevin Agyarko, Solomon Dakers will return to the heavyweight division as well. So we made this fight 5 or 6 days ago, and we're trying to get all the announcements out. So 4 weeks this Saturday. Most of that undercard will be announced before the start of next week.
And out of that card, then, what would you say is probably the most tastiest fight, except for the headline?
Madrimov Sorrow is a great fight. I mean, that was a brilliant fight last time around, very high level. Felix Cash, I think he's nearly ready for a world title fight now. You know, Kevin Agyarko, great talent. Ramla Ali looking to fight for a world title soon. So a lot of talent on the card. Of course, everyone's talking about Pulev Chisora, but good card as well.
You managing your stable of fighters, you've got a nice tidy stable of fighters. I know some of your fighters are itching to get back out. How do you, as obviously in boxing management, a strategist, how do you decide to fill up the cards, like in a monthly basis, spread the fighters out? What's your strategy? What's your plan on that?
A lot of planning. Every fight's different. You know, when you're just giving someone a 6-rounder and it's 6-2s or 6-3s, it's quite easy to keep them active because you can slot them in different positions. When you're talking about 10 and 12 round championship fights, one, they're expensive, and two, you've got to slot them in with the TV. You don't want to make a fighter that you're trying to push on, you know, into a world title shot on before the bell. For example, you want to give him that main card slot. Some fighters will, you know, be chomping at the bit. Some, you know, then there's an injury, someone jumps in. So it's just managing it all. You know, and now we've got, I don't know, probably half a dozen fighters that are saying, come on, phoning me every day. But luckily we got 30 odd shows a year. So we're able to get people out. It's never perfect, but we do a good job in that respect.
I was about to say, is it ever going to be perfect? People are always going to complain about stuff anyway.
People feel that they're getting more opportunities than you, but it's all, everything, like I said, it's rounds, it's slots, it's last minute, they're ready, he's ready, she's ready. You know, sometimes you see a fighter that's ready, jump in, and someone says, well, they've just boxed. It's like, yeah, but they were ready, you weren't. So you've got to stay in the gym, you've got to stay ready at all times.
I like that because that kind of like puts the pressures back onto the fighters, like you said, and it's one of our mottos, is stay ready.
Fighters, I don't like it. Some fighters say, I can't train properly without a date. That's a bad attitude. A lot of fighters say that. I need a date. I need a date. I disagree. Get in the gym, wait for the date. It will come. You're working with the best. But sometimes it won't be ideal. But you've got to be ready.
I was about to say, working this job full time, surely you should be in the gym, like on it anyway.
It's just the mindset of how they train. It's not that they're not in the gym. But some people say, I just can't get focused till I know when. Like, I'm just here training. It's like, just that's what you do. Train. We'll be back.
And then talking about the future with cards that you've got, what can we expect? And I know this is kind of like a personal question for me because I have to try and book the hotels in quickly. What kind of schedule are we looking at for July and August, September?
July 9, obviously here. August 6th looks like we could be in Sheffield. We'll announce that early next week. Then end of August, potentially another card. We're looking to go September 3rd, I think. Also September 24th. All those dates come around very quickly, so we're all planning at the moment. Won't be long. Obviously, AJ announcement coming next week. Canelo Alvarez against Triple G September 17, and then all our domestic cards as well will be announced shortly.
I was going to ask you, I know everybody asks you, continuously asks you, when is the AJ rematch coming? You've been with AJ from the beginning. Your thoughts on how he needs to be to win, secure this win, secure it as well, emphatic fashion?
He needs to be himself, you know, and not overthink things, not try and think about boxing this and doing that and reading this. Be yourself. You are a great fighter. You put the fear of God into everybody when you fight like you fight. And Robert Garcia is an important part of making him feel like that again. Sometimes you need to freshen things up, bring that fire back. And I see it and I hear it. Now you've got to execute it. But if he's himself in this fight, he will win this fight. And I believe he can. And I can't wait to get it announced finally and then get the show on the road.
I understand you can't speak on his behalf, but what makes you believe that Garcia is the right person, the addition for his team?
The right person is the guy who makes you feel like he's the right person. Do you know what I mean? All these trainers are great, but it's the one that you look in the eyes and say, I believe in you, and tells you something and you go, yeah. And I think this is the guy that's going to tell him some stuff that he will believe in to go and become world champion again.
And finally, thank you very much for that. How are you going to be celebrating your birthday then? Because I know you run off your feet.
It's already done. It's just a little run and a bit of food and on we go. Just got to keep breathing.
I was about to say you're looking very trim after the 5K.
Trying to stay trim, trying to stay healthy and feeling good.
But just to let you know, Connor did 6.
I don't know, 6, and he reckons in 22 minutes, something like that. I did 26 minutes, and he says I was lying. That's not even that fast, you know, but it was good. We're going to do that at all shows. So London next, July 9th.
I'll be there joining in. Eddie Hearn, thank you so much for your time. October Red Boxing. Until the next time. Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.